Toss up 10, then we'll do a score check after that. We'll do score checks on 10, 20, 30. A 1981 book by Gordon Adams used this term to describe the politics of defense contracting. These relationships can be referred to as sub-governments and can be reinforced by interest groups hiring
the military-industrial complex.
-2. Hiring former bureaucrats for the
Iron Triangle.
That's 6. Yes, 6.
Hey, Scott, was that not number 11?
No, that was 10.
Sure.
Yes, positive.
Okay.
1 was Shalala, 2 was Roloff, 3 was Wagner, 4 Delgado, 5 Texas Railroad Commission, 6 Akerlof, that one went dead. 7 Poilab, I think that was for 5. America the Book, number 8 went dead. Independence Hall, 9 was 6, and Iron Triangle was just 6.
6 for who?
Fred.
Benefit. Okay. 8 and there's 2. All right, so through 10 questions, I have Venkat with 8, Tyler with 8, Rajiv with 0, Sean with 5, Aaron with 0, and Dylan with 2.
Okay, so it's
Good?
Yeah. First 2 to 50 or highest of 2 scores at the end of 35 questions. Toss up 11. On the House floor, this person made a viral speech denouncing Marjorie Taylor Greene for posing with an AR-15 alongside pictures of the squad. This person won his most well-known position against John Bertha in 2009. When Eric Cantor replaced this person in that role, he successfully ran against Jim Clyburn to retain his rank within the House Democrats. Serving as the House Vice
Stanley Boyd.
5, yes. Toss up 12. In an attempt to get more aid money, the founder of this party threatened Jacques Delors to veto Portugal and Spain's entry into the EEC. This party's founder, Andreas Papandreou, distanced himself, yes? That is incorrect, that's -2. Distanced himself from his father's Benizalist ideology, emphasizing that he was a socialist and not a liberal. This party's sharp decline in support during the Great Recession names a phenomenon of...
Pass off.
Yes, for 5. Toss up 13. In a 1989 speech to this organization, which ran the Lou Rawls telethon, Dan Quayle notably bungled its motto, saying, "How true that is." Bill Gray, the first Black House Majority Whip, led this organization for 13 years after resigning from Congress in 1991. This organization is headquartered in Washington, D.C.'s Shaw neighborhood near Howard University. Possessing the slogan, "A mind is a terrible thing to waste." For the point, what is this nonprofit that provides scholarships to students attending HBCUs? It's time. It's the UNCF and the United Negro College Fund. Toss up 14. Matthias B. Talmadge oversaw the establishment of this body, splitting it off from a larger body in 1814. Cases heard before this body include the espionage trials of Julius and Ethel Rosenberg, in addition to the injury and loss of life claims from the Lusitania and Titanic sinkings. Since its creation, this body has had the most judges of any U.S. district court, convening in the Daniel Patrick Moynihan Courthouse. For the points, what is this federal court that has recently overseen the case of E. Jean Carroll v. Donald Trump? That is -2, v. Donald Trump.
Manhattan District Court.
-1. Time, Southern District of New York, SDNY, the U.S. District Court. Toss up 15. In a 2014 book asking about this specific term, journalist Guy Arnold called this thing a sickness in the body politic that needed to be flushed out. It's not Iron Curtain, but Winston Churchill first coined this term for his 1946 Signings of Peace speech delivered in Fulton, Missouri. This concept has been best symbolized by pairs of ideological similar leaders, such as Ronald Reagan and Margaret Thatcher. For the points, give
Neoliberalism?
-2. For the points, give this term used to describe the generally amicable state of
The special relationship.
That's 4, yes. 16. The answer to this question is a case I need both parties, not just one, both of them. The main law at the center of this case was introduced in its legislature by State Representative Stephen Friend. This case's plurality opinion, which was written by David Souter, Anthony Kennedy, and Sandra Day O'Connor, upheld an essential holding established in another case 19 years prior. This case notably upheld 4 provisions of Pennsylvania law for 5. Yes. Toss-up 17. This was first chaired by Anders Klarstrom, and along with the moderates, Christian Democrats, and liberals, this party signed the 2022 Tito Agreement. Jimmy Akeson has led this party since 2005, moderating its message from its early neo-Nazi roots, though he once stated that Palestinians who kept
Swedish Democrats.
yes, for 5. Toss-up 18. This man's 2016 re-election victory marked the first time in his state's history that a candidate received over 1 million votes in a statewide race. As an attorney, this man represented convicted inmate Joseph Green Brown, giving Brown a new trial less than a day before he was scheduled to be executed. Prior to serving in his current position, this man served as his state's attorney general for 20 years, taunted by Donald Trump for his service in the Vietnam War as Da Nang Dick. For the points, who's the senior senator from Connecticut?
Blumenthal.
Yes, for 3. Toss-up 19. After gaining support from the IM 132 movement, this party merged with the Party of the Democratic Revolution.
Institutional Revolutionary Party.
-2. Along with the Labor Party and the Social Encounter Party, this party formed the Together We Will Make History coalition.
Morena.
For 6, yes. Okay, toss up 20 and then we'll do another score check. In a CNN interview, this person admitted to planning coups when discussing the gender.
John Bolton.
6.
All right, through 20 questions, I have the following scores. Starting over here, I have Dylan with 4, Aaron with 9, Sean with 3, Rajiv with 3, Tyler with 12, and Venkat with 22. Good?
So the second place scores 12?
Yes.
Okay, so 22 and 12 are the advancing scores right now. We have 15 questions left. Toss up 21. This man owned a Comitech shell company, and another of his companies published a report on Typhoon Investigations' claims that Hunter Biden was linked to the Chinese Communist Party. This man won a 2020 Freedom of the Press Award by Reporters Without Borders and was forced to sell a clothing company after he criticized Premier Li Peng. The publisher of the Daily Apple, for the points, who was this Hong Kong billionaire who was jailed in 2020. That is -2. Who was jailed in 2020 for publicly criticizing the Chinese Communist Party. Time, Jimmy Legg. Toss up 22. The limits of this clause were first challenged in the establishment of the First National Bank. In Federalist 44, the absence of this clause was argued to leave the Constitution a dead letter. In McCulloch v. Maryland, this clause was used to distinguish between enumerated and implied powers. This clause allows the federal...
Elastic?
Yes, I'll take that. Elastic or necessary and proper, either one. 5. Toss up 23. Jamaican Prime Minister Andrew Holness stated that this action would be a priority of his government, which would likely be completed sometime in 2024. A 1999 Australian referendum about
Abolishing the monarchy.
I will take that, clear knowledge equivalent, becoming a republic or removing the British monarch as head of state. That's 6. Yes. Toss up 24. This state was represented by Mangosuthu Buthelezi, who led its regional Inkatha Freedom Party. This state is the site of the Nkandala compound, which had a pool controversially constructed under the official dual purpose of a fire pool. This state is the home of a monarchy formerly headed by Goodwill Zwelithini, and it was the home state of former President Jacob Zuma. For the points, name this state in South Africa home to Durban, partly named for an ethnic. That is -1. Yes. Also -1. Yes. That's great. Yes. KwaZulu-Natal. I would take KZN also. Toss up 25. Felix Frankfurter argued that this doctrine should only be applied in cases where failure to do so would shock the conscience. The reverse form of this doctrine requires equality before the law for federal legislation under the Fifth Amendment. During the slaughterhouse cases, this doctrine was ruled to not apply due to the privileges and immunities clauses. This doctrine was applied to cities in the Second Amendment in McDonald v. Chicago. For the points, name
Supremacy clause.
no, -2. For the points, name this doctrine by which the Bill of Rights was applied to.
Selective incorporation.
Yeah, I'll take that. That's 4. Toss up 26. This politician said he would do research after asking, "What's a Uyghur?" in an interview with Hugh Hewitt. Filmmaker Billy Corbin called this politician, who was the first public official in the U.S. to take their salary in cryptocurrency, Panzai Postalita. Due to this maintenance. Yes, that's 5. Toss up 27. In March 2023, this man launched the People's Movement for the State, along with Tomislav Nikolic, who preceded this man in his highest post. This man founded the SNS party, splitting from his country's radical party. In response to the program,
Vucic?
yes, for 5. Toss up 28. This agency uses a party system of including industry and labor representatives to formulate its inquiries and reports. Until 2021, this agency's training center in Ashburn, Virginia, contained the fuselage of TWA Flight 800. Employees of this, incorrect, -2.
NTSB.
NTSB, yes, that was 6. Just got it in for 6. Toss up 29. This man defeated Rose Fernandez in his first run for statewide public office, a technically nonpartisan 2009 race for superintendent of public education. In the 1980s and 90s, this man served as the superintendent of the Oakfield and Verona school districts. In July 2023, this man used the unique powers of one state's line item veto.
Evers.
Yes, Wisconsin is one of the very few states that has a line item veto. 5. And 30, and then after this, we will probably do this. If you want it, you can ask for a score check after every question after this one. Toss up 30. In 2011, the publication responsible for creating this system said that it does support claims that Argentina's government is cooking the books. This system was created in 1986 by Pam Woodall.
Swift.
-2. To illustrate the concept of purchasing power parity. This system uses a cheaper Maharaja substitute variety of a certain item in India. Yes, for 5. Okay, and after 30 questions.
After 30 questions, I have the following scores. I have Venkat with 42 points, Tyler with 12 points, Rajiv with 11 points, Sean with 11 points, Aaron with 6 points, and Dylan with 5 points.
12, 11, 11, 6, 5 for the second spot. So it's very close. Any of you, after these questions, we will give a score. We will give you your score at any time that you ask for.
Any protests on scores? We all good? Good? Okay.
All right, toss up 31. At Princeton, this writer studied a ruling by Associate Justice Robert Jackson in his doctoral dissertation, Beyond the Reach of Majorities. This man was widely criticized for a 2014 opinion article, which called campus sexual assault victimhood a covered in status that confers privileges. According to a 2016 Esquire piece, this man hung up his Republican bow tie, becoming a
Tucker Carlson.
-2, becoming a registered independent due to his dissatisfaction with Donald Trump. For the points, name this author of The Conservative Sensibility, a longtime columnistic commentator for the Washington Post and NBC. Time also has written a lot of books about baseball. He's a huge fan, George Will. Toss up 32. This legislation's constitutionality was first upheld in the case United Public Workers v. Mitchell, which affirmed that it did not violate the First, Fourth, Ninth, or 10th Amendments. This legislation was passed in part to curb the influence of Harry Hopkins, who was criticized for his role as WPA administrator during the 1938 midterm elections. For the point,
Hatch Act.
yes, that's 4. 3 questions to go. Toss up 33. Virginia was found to have violated this amendment via an escape clause in the 1965 case Harmon v. Forsythius. This amendment played a role in the Harper case, which was consolidated with a case named for Evelyn Butts. Spessard Holland introduced this amendment to end a system that was allowed by Breedlove v. Sullivan during the JFK administration. Failing to end the use of literacy tests,
24th Amendment.
Yes, that's 4.
4.
Yes.
Score check.
So I have Venkat now at 50.
So you on the 50, you have qualified for the finals. You're on the last 2 questions.
All right, going into the last 2 questions, I have Tyler with 12, Rajiv with 11, Sean with 11, Aaron with 6, and Dylan with 3.
Okay, so a 1-point margin. So
All righty.
tie is quite possible. Everyone has a chance. Toss up 2 questions though. Toss up 34. Members of this organization were raided by the FBI for purchasing Ashley Biden's stolen diary. This organization was criticized for editing a video to make Van Jones appear to state that CNN. Yeah.
Fair toss.
Yes, 6. Okay. How did that change the score?
So now it's Rajiv in the lead with 17, and then Tyler at 12, Sean at 11, Aaron at 6, and Dylan at 3.
Okay, so 5 points by some. A 5-point buzz could cause a tie depending on who does it. Final regulation toss-up. This film was notably prevented from release in Vietnam due to its depiction of an offending image of the 9-dash line in the
Barbie.
6.
All right.
Okay, and the final scores for the round.
All right, so our final scores are as follows. So Venkat tested out with 50 points. Rajiv finished in second with 17 points. Tyler finished in third with 12 points. Sean finished in fourth with 11 points. Dylan finished in fifth with 9 points. And Aaron finished in sixth with 6 points. Nice job, y'all.
Who are the 2 players who did advance? Okay, so you guys, each of you are going to get your semifinalist plaque. Congratulations.
What?